Welcome to Kapeleris Ultimate Talk TV. Be inspired, informed, and elevate your mind one step at a time. Talking about life, real estate, business, and beyond. Your host, author, speaker, real estate broker, Carmela Zita Kapeleris.
I'd like to introduce author, speaker, coach, the creator of Interrupt the Pattern, the Real Recruiter, and much more, inspirational industry leader, John Cheplak. Thanks for coming all the way from Seattle to be with us here today. We'll be taking a lot of questions from the audience panel also.
What would you do now with the changes we've had in social media, everything else? What's the 5-year plan? What do you predict for 5 years now? Where should we be investing our time, energy? Because you can't look at what has been. We have to look at what's coming.
Nothing. I don't go beyond 5 years. I stay in the current and relevant.
Wow.
0.
That's it.
And I love you. I mean, I'm not. It's not avoidance. It's about here and now. Here's what I do: is I trust the process. Here's what I do: is I am tapped in to a process that is not about how I'm going to present. It's about what I'm going to ask you, and you're going to tell me where to go. Because ultimately, you ready for this? See, what I want to know is where the consumer's playing, and I'm going to play there with him, and I'm just going to ask along the way, and they'll tell me where to go. See, our egos get in the way, and we think we've got to tell them something or show them something. No, why don't you do this? Because I'm in this with you too. Why don't we ask them where to go and just give it to them? Novel concept.
Yes.
It's a beautiful thing.
Said yes.
Yes, sir.
Mediums, to me, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, there's nuances of
Do you
difference.
want to come up and use the
No, I've got it. I'll say it. So he's asking, how do I stay authentic across all mediums? Okay, and let me clarify. When you say authentic, do you mean consistent or a message that isn't hype but is actually value and goodwill? Substance.
I think it's more being substance, who you are, how do you portray who you are throughout the medium, because the issues I have is I think of LinkedIn as being substantially different from Facebook,
Absolutely.
Twitter, etc.
Sure.
So how do I present me and what I do across those media and don't come across as if I'm automating that medium?
Very good. There is the one thing that I hold on to is from a manual standpoint, and I can watch and I can see the way that people flow in their social media. You know, I've got multiple, and this is them. I've got multiple businesses that I do. We write fitness and nutrition plans worldwide, literally. We write a 12-week nutrition plan, transformation programs. We've got my software program. We've got the coaching and training program. We've got some new software we'll be launching the first of the year that I've been working on in these days here. My marketing budget is 0. 0. Typical marketing budget in corporate America with larger organizations, about 25% of total expenses. That's typically what you're seeing. Mine is absolutely 0. With top producers that I coach, they're usually in the 13 to 15%, but I'm moving them down to 5% because the days of rented media are history. Today it's about creative excellence, creating content that the consumer wants and Google wants. Authenticity. LinkedIn is the boardroom. Facebook is the cocktail party. Okay? And so you look at those pieces. What I will do just from my own space, and then when we're coaching with someone too, is determine, look at their message and how they go across. But here's the one thing that you need to do is the repurposing of your data. Take one piece, repurpose it, put it across all mediums. Put it across all mediums. So I think you've got to, it always comes down to, here's what's really cool. I know the persona of my consumer. Now it's expanded. I didn't push out into the agent space. The industry brought me in to do the agent space, and I was an agent that sold a lot of real estate. I was successful there. But people have asked me to, and so all of a sudden that's evolved for me in doing that work. But I communicate to the persona of the people, and I'll tell you how I communicate. I'm on the edge. I'm not going to go after mainstream. I'm going to be me and let mainstream come to me or not. And that's fun.
And John, how about Instagram and Google+?
Oh, sure. So here's the other thing too is I would say, and many of you know this, and maybe you don't, what you need to understand is, in what we're getting underneath here, is SEO Okay? SEO is no longer scientific, technologically based. I want you to think about this. Think about Google is like a department store. They've got to have the best products and keep it being good. Well, what's the best product? Relevant content, right? So they rewrote algorithms to get rid of the black hatters. The black hatters are the ones that can, anyone that's representing to you, I'm going to do the searching. They're Pinocchio. They're not telling you the truth. So here's what I want to share with you is, does everyone know who owns YouTube? What happens with every word you speak on a video? Great. How many of you are consistent in Google Plus? Raise your hand. Just play with me. Consistent in Google Plus. But John, no one's there. I don't care. Google is. So let's think logically. Will you play with me? If I want people to go use an application of mine, would I not then represent that if you put stuff there, I'm going to grab it for the search engines? Just a thought. No, it's called the truth. So, YouTube is critical, absolutely, because the other thing too, NAR statistic, year over year, there was a 42% increase of initial search for a real estate agent on YouTube year over year. So you want to be on YouTube for presence and for SEO. You want to be on Google Plus for SEO. Instagram's fastest, I think, they all change, fastest growing. Take a 15-second, you watch, you make a video, you put it to YouTube. I'll go quick with you guys. You take a video, you put it to YouTube. Now I'm in SEO, now I have presence. Then I take that video and I put it in my video hosting company. How come? Because can you tell me how effective your video is? Can you tell me the average start time, stop time, and the most effective time a video should be made? I know, Ryan Hodge knows, he's a client of mine. We did 1 minute 30, 2 minute 30, then we did a 45-second. The 45-second blew everything out of the water. Bam. So now Ryan's sitting in 45-second to 1 minute 30 because he took the video and took it, great, it's sitting over here, one piece, follow along with me. It's in YouTube for SEO. Now it's in my video hosting. Now I push that video hosting of my video. Instead of looking maybe rookie with a YouTube brand coming through my blog, because I'm pushing that through, I have my own video sitting there. And now what's really cool is this. Now I'm in a WordPress blog, because guess where the third place that Google likes to go to scrape content for SEO? Does anyone know? WordPress. See, today it's about creative excellence.
All right.
It's about creative excellence. So guess what happens now? Do you want to have your business be predictable? Do you want to know what works? Good, because that video that I put into a video hosting company that went to my blog, I can see the activity of the back end of my $50 WordPress blog that I'm using. I can see which titles work and don't. Wow, these three do. I'm going to abandon all the others because the consumers tell me what works. Instead of going in here, I need to do this. And then I'm going to watch my videos and say, my average drop-off time is 2 minutes and 30 seconds on a video. I'll never do a 4-minute video again. I'm going to cut that down. And now your business becomes predictable.
Can we take another question, John?
Yes.
Jody Gilmore, do you have a question?
Sure. So I'm a broker brat, right? So I grew up in...
She says she's a broker brat.
Broker brat.
Pretty broker brat.
And now I'm a broker on my own. And I'm very good at engaging with people. I can identify who's right for my brokerage, who's not right for my brokerage. I have a really hard time when you say, I have an SEO that's going to help you digitally figure out who's going to be right for your brokerage. I have a hard time turning it into technology. What do you do for clients? So, hey, I'm a potential client of yours.
If you were, so are we talking from a literal space where you're a broker, you're talking to me knowing I coach CEOs or branch managers, and so you're asking me a direct question from you?
This is a human question of how do you go from someone who's really good at engaging in person to being okay with engaging on from a technology standpoint, from SEO, I have this recruiting software that will tell you exactly.
Sure.
To me, I'm just like, I'd rather actually meet that person and use my spidey senses to figure out whether they're
Come here, Jody.
So here's
Jody,
I'll restate here. The question she's asking is, she's saying this, and we've all got this, is how do you take someone whose skill set is in a specific silo that's like this? See, so she's talking about how do I marry the offline experience? I'm skill set in the offline experience right here. But John, moving over to the online experience, that's not my highest expression of self. Right?
Yes, I'm good at video. I've been on camera for years.
Okay.
I do that. but I like interaction with human beings, and that gets lost in.
It is. So let me go to the space. Here's what's interesting is I coach CEOs and even agents too. We end up in the heart more than we do into the strategies and tactics. Because you want to know what? You guys can go watch 37 webinars tomorrow throughout the United States and Canada and learn how to sell real estate in 48 hours. We are so educated, but we don't understand why we don't do what we want to do, need to do, should do, right? We've got all the information. Here's what I'd say to you from a high level: get out of your head and get into your heart. Because there's this point of how do we break people through fear? How do we break people through fear? We create pain. You know what? I've had pain, and I've had pain that doesn't work. And you know what's really bad is I'm a slow learner and I have a high pain tolerance. You know, a lot of things are working against me. So that's what I would say at a personal level. Is getting, see, I do my work, which will include 32 flights over the next, I've got some personal stuff over the next 5 to 6 weeks. That's a lot of stuff, but you want to know what? You know, moving around time zones, this and that. I like to be in my routine with my food, not having my food to be, you know, ordered or, you know, packing and unpacking. I like to be out in nature. I haven't been in nature like I want to, but you want to know what? My passion burns so strong. And I'm so absolutely clear. And so if I were coaching you right now, what I would say to you is, how passionate are you about your responsibility? See, you chose leadership because you feel something in you that you can extend out to other people. You feel a responsibility to do that. Am I pretty close?
100%.
Absolutely. And so then we start taking a look at, so someone put you, and this is good for all of you guys to think about this if there's something you're afraid of. Is there someone, and I don't need to know who they are, that was your mentor, that you know, if you were really to identify, I broke through because of that person. They facilitate. No one will ever make you productive. No one will. They'll facilitate a condition for you to choose or choose not to. But was there someone you could identify? I don't need to know who it is. Is there someone? Where would your life be today if they had not broken through what they were afraid of or uncomfortable with?
I would be probably a successful realtor, but I wouldn't own my own business, and I wouldn't be, yeah.
So let me clarify that, and because that's a good thing too. I mean, but are you in the space that you want to be? I mean, you're in the ultimate space. I'm a leader of a real estate company. That's what I'm passionate about. Okay, good. So if they had not done that, you wouldn't be sitting here. So guess what you have? You have a responsibility to do it for other people and pass it on too. And that's where I challenge you.
Challenge accepted.
Good, I bet you will. These are principles that are universal. Everything that I'm talking about is, see, create an experience of, you know what, here's what I want you to do. I'm going to help you before you do anything for me. Yeah, but John, what if they don't? Just keep helping them. Just keep helping them. If you look at my stuff, there's never a call to action, and I'm not trying to change. There's not a call to action. My videos that I create, I have 900, and I'll send you guys the file. I have 989 videos on 35 sites right now. I live what I talk about. I launch 100 million emails. I know how people behave in email. I know the frequency that matters too. People talk to you about frequency. I showed them statistics last night. We have people getting 60, 70% open rates on their mass emails to their 6,000 person databases, and they're sending them to people twice a week. How many times have you been told you shouldn't overkill? Yeah, so guess what? I want you guys to abandon frequency rules, and I want you to align to relevancy rules.
So touch them more than once a week.
Well, get a sense of your, remember we talked about, see, I don't have to compete because I have a community.
So if you give them what you want, they're going to want to see you more.
Thank you. It's that simple. And create community, stop competing. See, in competing, I've got to think of the tricky thing to say to you. In community, all I've got to do is ask you the question of what you want and give it to you and ask you what you thought. Here's something pretty cool. Tell me what you thought. That sucked. Okay, great. What would you like? I'd like something like this. Let me send it to you. How'd you like that? Good. Great. Is there anything else I could send you? And guess what we do? We're a steward of the marketing process. We have that connectivity.
You talk about living in the moment and not forecasting 5 years into the future. But it's clear that in some of what you're talking about here, the relevancy of video playing, coming into the daily practice of a practitioner in real estate. We talk about emails that have been told that that they're not effective any longer, yet you're telling us they are. And it all kind of leads back to what we kind of talked about, which is that peripheral noise in our industry. that comes from these, conferences.
Theorists.
And all these things which distract the agent from the basics of what they need to be always focusing on. So are we right to assume that, in your opinion, that, video is a strong part of what we're doing going forward, that email and touching clients on a consistent basis is relevant, things like that? And that social media has a place in it.
Absolutely, because, and thank you, what Nelson's talking about is what do you need to do to be relevant today? As far as social media, as far as drip email marketing is concerned. And Nelson has seen the statistical data that I've shared, and so has Carmela and Barry, and they all sat, and I sent them numbers today to show what it is. What I want to warn you, and I love and respect all the folks that are out there that coach and training, but before you go out and go ready, fire, aim, after you hear something, you know what, have them show you, have someone show you. See, I talk about emails right now and getting, can you guys imagine this? See, the first isn't to call people out, but what I like to do is ask thought-provoking questions that make you reflect, not make you right or wrong. Do you even know? Do you have a system right now that's working for you when you lay your head on your pillow? See, I have a 13,000 person database. I know when I lay my head on my pillow, they're getting something from me automatically. It's an opted-in list. Boom. Do you have that? Are you measuring the open rates or the engagement? See, because here's what I want. See, you've got a job if you've got to be there to generate revenue. I don't have to be there to generate revenue and have it grow, because what I have is a business and I have a machine that's working for me. Email, drip and nurture email marketing is still the best form. You need to understand the subject line in it. Ask a question. And when you know the questions that keep the consumer up at night better than they do, you got them. Play around with consistency. We did a test, and I'd be happy to. You guys can Facebook message me. I'll send you the back end from my software program from my client in Arizona, a 6,000 person database. And I said, you know what, Josh, I want to send a ton of emails to them. Shoot videos. Let's go videos 1 minute to 2 minutes. Every 3 days for 30 days, we sent a video to his 6,000 person database. We averaged 50 to 60% email open rates. See, and that's the automated machine. We're out there. So now what he has is a funnel. See, that's what we create. We create this funnel and we study what's important to the consumer. Your email drip marketing is critical. What I would say today that a WordPress blog is more important than a website, because essentially that's what it is. Today is about creative excellence. Today is about infusing the market with content. Today you have 3 jobs: a real estate agent, a technologist, okay, and a creator of content. Those are your 3 jobs. It's just where it is. And right now it sounds like a lot because it's overwhelming. But when you get in there, see, I'm going to give you guys all a tip right now, okay? Raise your hand if you have a consistent, and I can't wait to watch the person that runs out and says, peace out, dude, I'm gone, I'm going to go implement right now, okay? Raise your hand if you have a consistent podcast that you're contributing relevant content to the consumer on a daily basis. Are you a real estate agent? No. Okay. So you're irrelevant, just kidding.
That was Ash.
I want to say something to you right now. Stop trying to be better, be different. You guys are in this barrel of monkeys of trying to be better and think of the right thing to say. The person that steps out of this room and goes and creates a podcast, well, why would he do that? I don't know, because I created a podcast and Steve Hamry takes my podcast of my branding of Interrupt the Pattern, because it downloads automatically to his car. Once they've signed up for my podcast, he posts it and tags it to me. Did I get some brand extensioning of my book from that?
Yes.
Now, how about if you're doing your updates? See, because now what you do, you know that really cool video that you guys did that you put up on YouTube, okay, that you put into your blog? Now what you do is you put it into iMovie, you strip the audio out, and you put it onto your podcast too, the same one. You repurpose the same data. And then what you do is you take the same video, because it didn't go through the whole feed. Not everyone saw it in the whole feed, but you've got that video on YouTube getting SEO. You've got the video sitting in your blog. You've taken the video now and you've emailed it out to your people in that campaign, the people in your database. And then about 7 to 10 days later, the same content, you guys, repurposing a data is where it's at. You do a straight load of it into the Facebook feed, because what do we know about a straight load video? It gets more views than anything, right? I've repurposed one piece of data. I've put it across all mediums. See, stop trying to be better, be different. Run out and create a podcast, and you know what? You start putting, because there's one other thing I want you to get to. People hire professional athletes to sponsor stuff, right? It's called the law of association. They want to associate that name. Well, it's pretty good, and I do it by design. It's on purpose. Check out my latest podcast I just uploaded on iTunes. I mean, there's a reason I mention iTunes, because there is a psychological space that elevates me, it gives me credibility. You know what? It's so easy.
I'm going to say thank you to John Cheplak. This was an amazing experience. Thank you for being here.